You gotta let your ears freshen up on that sometimes.
Definitely, and I I avoided it for a while, just for the pure fact of not trying to get too like deeply seated in one kind of music or anything. Obviously, I listen to a ton of stuff from different genres and everything, but going back to it this past couple days actually like really was uplifting, and I don't have a lot to add to that. It was just nice. I got over the internal monologue of being like, oh, you should be past this by now, and actually just like going back and enjoying it. Because like that's what it's there for in the first place. Like maybe it means something different to me now, but it's still music that I enjoy. It doesn't mean that I can't enjoy it now just because the scene is not, existent anymore, at least not what it used to be.
Oh, for sure. Like, so for me, the commonality would be with like the garage rock scene that was really big in like the 2000s, and that was the scene that I wanted to be a part of. And then, I made that music for a good amount of time. And then, I know exactly. I guess I'm just going to be redundant here, but I do remember, like, I don't want to listen to this anymore, and I got into more, like, mellow stuff, and I just wanted to, like, go in a completely opposite direction of what I'd been doing for so long. But now when I hear that music, like, every once in a while I'll hear, like, a small snippet of some song that I haven't heard in, like, 15 years, because, like, some of them are starting to pop up on even, like, commercials now. Like, I heard in this one commercial they were using a Supergrass song, which was like a pretty little known band. They used to have at Target back when I was in high school. There was like an $8 album section, and it was like capped off an aisle, and it was always brand new bands that were like hardly known. And I'd just go and I'd buy like 6 CDs. I just grab them, never heard them before, and then just whatever. That's what you did back then. I hope this works out.
That was really the golden age. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that really was the golden age of like, that's something that does not exist anymore. Like going to a record shop or just like any kind of like music section of a store and just picking out shit that looks cool and you don't know what it is, but bringing it home and finding out if you like it or not. Like that there's something like magical about that. It's like the anticipation and like maybe I'll really like this just based on the album art alone. Like this looks cool, so I'm going to buy it and see what it sounds like. That doesn't exist anymore. And like there's something so awesome about that is just lost.
Yeah, just wondering, like what you're going to hear. I remember when I bought Toxicity, System of a Down, it was actually, I was with my mom and we were shopping, and a lot of times she'd like a lot of the stuff I was listening to. Obviously, System of a Down wasn't going to be up her fucking alley, but I didn't even know what it was either. I just saw the video for Chop Suey that morning, and it blew my fucking mind. Like, it was like, I was like 14 years old. I wake up and I'd watch like MTV in the morning and fucking Chop Suey's on, just a rad ass video. I'm like, who are these crazy motherfuckers, right? Because I wasn't hip like some of the kids that were already on their shit from like Sugar and the older albums. I just found out like with the rest of America. But so I remember I get that album and I put it in. And, all their songs start off so beautifully before they get in, especially on that album, before they get into, like, the heavy shit. So, like, start the track, and my mom be kind of like, oh, this is nice. And then all of a sudden, and it was amazing. Because, like you said, you never knew what was going to come. And then, like, just having experiences like that they were just so fun. And then even the act of like, you could spend 3 hours even in a modest like music section at a store, just picking through and just seeing what they had. And like, maybe you'd get a stack of CDs, you had like a budget, but then you see something better and you're figuring out like what to switch. Or like, do you remember like Columbia House, the like record clubs back in the day? And you could get like 10 albums for the price of one, and they'd mail them to you.
Yeah. The mail order kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was good stuff. I used to sign up for those all the time, get my like 15 free CDs, and then never fulfill the commitment because they couldn't do shit.
No one did. Yeah. No one did.
Well, and it's just funny too. Like they really like. there was like, how is it that they could just send this shit to like 12-year-olds? You know, like, oh, you can just buy shit in the mail like that, you know? So like, fuck them, you know? Like, oh, you think I'm going to be responsible?
Yeah. If you had an address, you were set.
Yeah, that's all you needed, yeah. And you could you could just sign up 5 months later and they never even tried to get their money back from the last time.
Speaking of, I mentioned my dad earlier. As much as I love him, he has a habit of sending me these forwarded, like, super ultra conservative emails that just have like these like hypothetical stories, and he always comes in with a little blurb up at the top. Like, I'll tell you at the beginning of this one in particular, he said, "Matt, this is what you need to understand. I know you I now you don't, but that's how he wrote it. I now you don't, but you will." But this is the point we're unfortunately reached. I'm not sure if he's writing these or if it has my name in it, but it's called The Angry Man. And I want to go through this with you because I think you'll probably find this as hilarious and fascinating as I do. I just want to go over some of the Cliff's notes of this. So it opens up, The Angry Man and Woman, author unknown, of course.
Actually, it's a surprise that I just got it real quick. Like, it's actually a surprise that the author's unknown, because what I've found online is that all these crazy motherfuckers generally are just trying to sell something, like a book or a podcast. So it's amazing that someone didn't want to tie like their name to this. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. So it's actually quite different.
You'd think that people like this would want credit for their bullshit.
Well, because they're all grifters. They're all grifters, and they're just trying to get something. So, like, how are you going to grift if you don't put your name to it? Anyways, sorry to cut you off there.
Because they're spreading the good word, man.
I just wanted to say, I actually found that not to be, no, of course, I found that actually to be a little bit different, but, you know.
So, I just want to, so I'm going to read you the little intro here, and then I'm just going to go into the kind of the Cliff's notes that I made. But, so, like I said, it's called The Angry Man, and so it opens up with, "For all the interest group pandering that shapes modern American politics, the group that may well have decided the election recently might have come down to the demographic of the angry man. The angry man is difficult to stereotype. Bullshit he is." That's not in there. That's my own commentary. "He comes from all economic backgrounds, from dirt poor to filthy rich. Why is all money dirty?
Well, it actually really is.
Well, it is. It's full of bacteria. But so he represents all geographic
cocaine
areas. Well, there is that too. That's mostly the singles, maybe the fives.
Oh man, you got to use big bills. Areas.
Oh, if you're a baller.
Well, yeah.
And they're crisper usually. We don't need to go into that. But
you know what's a really good way to roll up a dollar bill?
From one end to the other, my friend.
Well, no, I was just, never mind.
I get you. The angry man is so he represents all geographic areas in America, from sophisticated urbanite to rural redneck, deep south to Yankee North, left coast to the eastern seaboard.
So So all of a sudden though they're trying to include the wealthy urbanites that from what I've been gathering, those seem to be the people that they hate the most. These angry men, like those seem to be the people that they're usually angry at.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's this bizarre separation of like, well, he represents everybody, but not those people. But so yeah, no matter where he's from, angry men rather share many common traits. They aren't asking for anything from anyone other than the promise to be able to make their own way on a level playing field. Isn't that what everybody wants? Really? I mean, that's what. Okay.
That's what's so frustrating about all
this. Little pause. It's this is what's frustrating because it's people like this that don't understand that everyone wants a level playing field, but they fail to realize, or like, I don't know whether it's on purpose or just, willfully ignorant kind of bullshit. Like, everyone wants a level playing field, but they refuse to acknowledge that there are people who have less opportunity than them, and it's this is where it starts to break apart this whole ideology. Like and we're just beginning here. But,
well, I want to say real quick though too. I found it funny, and it was just a mistake in the way you read it, but it put a really great fucking picture in my mind. When you said "angry man wants" instead of "angry men wants," I wish it was written from "angry man wants," sounding very Neanderthalic about it. And then when
me want
angry man wants more fairness. Angry man wants less black people in America. Oh shit! I didn't mean to say that out loud. I'm fucking too angry. But then when I also picture,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that in this email.
Yeah, but so. Oh Jesus! I didn't realize that. But what I also pictured then was the freezer aisle and angry man going to buy because angry man frozen dinners.
Fucking Salisbury steak and 5 bullets.
Because it's perfect, because the angry man probably eats a lot of fucking frozen dinners. Fucking
anyway, I'm sorry, fucking is my comma again, but
fucking is my hobby.
Good for you. The angry man.
Me, I'm just up here alone in Alaska. I just like saying shit like that's blatantly false,
Well, you're surrounded by dogs, so the people can put 2 and 2 together. But
oh fuck.
The angry man believes the Constitution should be interpreted as it was written, not as a living document, open to the whims and vagaries of appointed judges and political winds. So, I have a problem with that. And it's not that, obviously, there are things in the Constitution that are indisputable, like, rights for everybody, even though the people who wrote it didn't really adhere to that. But, think about the Constitution as a document that was written almost, 300 years ago. You have to make adjustments.
Nope, everything's the same as it was. Nothing's changed, Matt. Everything's the same as it was 243 years ago.
No, exactly. Yeah, look at Shakespeare. That's how people talk now, right?
Right.
So the angry man is not and never will be a victim. Nobody like him drowned in Hurricane
what is this about?
Katrina.
Is this not about how the angry man is mad about being a victim?
Exactly. But let me
bitch about how I'm not a victim.
I'm not. Yeah, let me be a victim about how I refuse to be a victim. Nobody like him drowned in Hurricane Katrina. Excuse me. He got his people together and got out. Then he went back in to rescue those who needed help or were too stupid to help themselves in the first place. Holy shit, that.